The Heritage Foundation is no ordinary think tank. Founded in 1973 with a mission to renew America's founding principles, it has long been a force in shaping conservative ideas, pushing free market policies, and promoting a strong national defense. Over the years, its ideas have seeped into the halls of government, and now, with Project Esther, its influence is being put on full display. Project Esther is presented as a national strategy to combat antisemitism and takes its name from the biblical queen Esther, a heroine celebrated for saving her people from destruction. But don't be fooled by the noble name. In this context, the Heritage Foundation has reworked Esther's story into a blueprint for cracking down on pro-Palestine groups. According to the document, organizations like Students for Justice in Palestine, American Muslims for Palestine, and even Jewish Voice for Peace are part of a so-called Hamas support network that allegedly challenges Israel's security and also threatens American values. But who doesn't know the move in play, as it has become a regular practice to wave the anti-Semitism card to silence any criticism of the Israeli occupation. Now, let's be clear. The Heritage Foundation has always been a major player in American politics. Its ideas have guided debates on everything from economy to national security. But with Project Esther, the think tank has assumed a new role, one where its policy suggestions are shaping how the government deals with political protest and free speech on college campuses. And here's the kicker. These ideas are not just sitting on a shelf, they have creeped into high-level government documents. A secret Pentagon memo by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, for example, mirrors the language of the Heritage Foundation's Project 2025 report, almost word for word. According to a Washington Post report, that memo lays out bold plans to deter what it calls Chinese aggression, trims defense spending by 8% each year, and overhaul the way promotions are handled in the military. All ideas that line up with the Heritage playbook. Let's break it down further. The Heritage Foundation isn't just advising from the sidelines, it's practically running the show. Their proposals call for a return to merit-based policies, sidelining diversity and inclusion efforts in favor of what they call excellence and individual initiative. In Project Esther, this same mindset is used to justify measures that target pro-Palestine activism. It's as if the Heritage Foundation has declared that any criticism of Israel is not only unpatriotic, but also a direct threat to national security. And the result, a cascade of policies that could see peaceful protesters prosecuted, funding for universities slashed, and even non-citizens and permanent residents deported with their visas and green cards revoked. And the recent case of Palestine activist, a Columbia graduate with a green card, who was arrested on charges linked to his organization of pro-Palestine protest, is a clear proof. Under the guise of enforcing the Immigration and Nationality Act, which supposedly protects American interests, he is one of the first to feel the heavy hand of a policy inspired by Project Esther. It's a move that raises eyebrows and questions alike. How can they designate a peaceful protest as dangerous when it's just an exercise of the same freedom that the US prides itself on? Yet, under this new regime, any activism against the US-Israel alliance might soon be branded as a threat to national security. The influence of the Heritage Foundation runs deep in these policies. Their reports like Project 2025 and Project Esther serve as manuals for conservative lawmakers and even military officials. They urge officials to take cues directly from their recommendations, turning independent policy-making into a one-man show, where outside ideological influence dictate the nation's direction. This situation brings us to a stark realization. American politics is at a crossroads. When a leading think tank can mold government policy to such an extent, it blurs the lines between independent policymaking and partisan agenda setting. It's like watching someone take your favorite free speech rights and tie them up in red tape, all in the name of national security. And while the Heritage Foundation claims to protect American values, its latest initiatives risk pushing the nation down a dangerous path where dissent is not just discouraged, but also criminalized. So as Project Esther and its sister initiatives become more entrenched, the Zionist influence on US politics becomes more and more apparent, with laws and policies enacted to favor Israeli interests over American ones. And who pays the price? The biggest victim here is the American people, who are witnessing firsthand their freedom of speech being snatched away blatantly.